Happy Valentine's Day! It's another Gettin Real with Ashleydawn. I'm Ashleydawn and I want to get real with you. And I was just listening to a podcast and praying and just spending time with God. And then I started reflecting. Valentine's Day is tomorrow and I'm single. I know a lot of my friends are single that are in the same age bracket as myself. And it's very easy for people to be like, oh my gosh, Ashleydawn, you have so much to offer. Like, why are you single? And I tell people all the time, I have very, very high standards. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that my past relationships haven't been wonderful or that the people that I dated previously haven't been wonderful. Absolutely the opposite. I would never have given my time. I would never have went out on a date. I would have never been in a relationship with somebody that wasn't wonderful. So I know I have a couple past relationships that the guys still watch my posts and my videos and they follow my ministry, and I appreciate that. But I would never say anything bad about them. They're not bad guys. The timing was off and they weren't my person. I wasn't their person. Most of my past relationships, the people that I've been in past relationships with, the guys that I have dated, are in very successful relationships, if not married, with children, thriving beautifully. I just wasn't the person God created for them, and vice versa. They weren't the person that God created for me. Doesn't mean that they weren't absolutely wonderful. So I just want to preface that because I do post a lot and I try to be vulnerable and real and share my heart and share things that I've went through for other people so that they can kind of relate with me and not feel so alone. But I want to be very clear. I am not speaking ill on previous relationships. I wouldn't have dated them if they weren't wonderful. I wouldn't have. I have very high standards. I was raised by an incredible man that treated my mom with so much love and respect and really set the foundation of what I believe a relationship is, what I believe a marriage is. So, no. But I will say that not every relationship, obviously they ended for a reason. Sometimes they were unfaithful, and that's okay. Maybe that was what had to happen for us not to be in a relationship, because I'm pretty loyal and I don't give up easily, and I wouldn't walk away from a relationship unless I had a really great reason to walk away. Now, I'm not saying that being unfaithful is right. I definitely think that if you get to the point to where you don't want to be faithful to the person you're in a relationship anymore, or maybe you meet somebody else and it just clicks better with them, by all means, call the person, talk to them, let them know where your heart is. Don't cheat on them. Don't lie to them. Don't betray them. Just be honest. My dad used to say those 3 words all the time. Just be honest. Just be honest. It saves you so much hassle. You don't have to keep up with anything. If you are honest, people have to respect that. It's the truth. So I will say there were several times in my previous relationships that I was dating a gentleman and he decided that he would like to date somebody else while, he was still dating me. And although at the time it hurt, and I cried out to God and I prayed and I'm like, why is this happening? Now, as a 38-year-old woman, I understand why that happened. It wasn't meant to be. Some things have to fall apart so better things can come together. And those relationships that I have no regrets with past relationships. I mean, I wouldn't have learned what I needed to learn had I not walked through them. So can I look back and can I learn from the past relationships? Absolutely. Can I navigate through love and relationships better now as a result of all the tools that I have learned and all the lessons that I have learned? Yes, and I went through a lot of counseling too, and that does help. I highly encourage you, if you have been in a relationship of any kind and you have broken up, counseling is key. You need someone to help you unpack the baggage and unpack the drama. Don't do it alone because it's going to overwhelm you. But I do want to touch on that. It's a lot easier to not have regrets. It's a lot easier to wish the best for someone when you're not intimate. Now, I haven't always gotten everything right. I am not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. This is not me saying, look at me, I'm holier than thou, I'm on my high horse, look at me. No, absolutely not. I have gotten it wrong many, many times. However, one thing that I believe that I have gotten right is the lack of intimacy. When you are not intimate with the person that you're dating, and now, I will say there have been several people that I have dated that I haven't even kissed. And people say, that's crazy, Ashleydawn. Is it? Because if you're building a relationship that is separate from the physical, you can connect on levels that the physical can't touch. Intellectually, emotionally. You can have conversations with each other that aren't rushed because you can't wait to kiss each other. You can't wait to jump in bed with each other. When you are completely pure, and I'm not going to name my exes, but I can say there are several gentlemen that I have previously gone on dates with that we never kissed. We maybe held hands, walking down a park street or something. But I can see them in a grocery store and not want to run to the next aisle. I can have a friendship with them and their wife. I can, respect them as a person without thinking about them intimately. It's very hard to do that when you've been intimate with someone. It's very hard to see them as a friend when you've crossed that line of marriage, really. The Bible is very clear. Sex is for marriage. It is. A lot of us get it wrong, but that's God's design. Why? Because when you become intimate sexually, you become one flesh. You're one flesh. Your bodies are uniting. There are soul ties being created. It becomes more than just a friendship. So I will say to young people, to middle-aged people, to older people, to more senior people, once you cross that line of intimacy, once you cross that line of being sexual with one another, it's very hard to go backwards. It's very hard to forget the lust aspect of it. I'm just saying. I highly encourage you, if you are dating, if you are going on dates, to save the intimacy for marriage. Be intimate emotionally. Be intimate. I wouldn't say be intimate spiritually, because that is a whole other can of worms that you could be opening up. I would learn to be best friends. I would learn to communicate. I would learn to grow together in a friendship before intimacy is ever introduced. Because if it doesn't work out, that person is someone else's husband. That person is someone else's wife. And you don't want to be taking what isn't yours. If that's someone else's wife, you don't deserve to have her kisses, because you're not her husband, and vice versa. If it's, somebody else's husband, it's very hard to undo things intimately, sexually. So I just encourage you, if you are dating, take your time on that. But I will say, I've been reflecting on past relationships and really gleaning wisdom. Okay, what didn't work? What needs to work? What do I want in my future relationship? Because full disclosure, I want to be married. I want to be a mom. I want to have children. I always have. I wanted to get married right out of high school. I was engaged literally my senior year. Granted, I am so grateful that God did not allow that to happen for various reasons. The main one is that was not God's will for my life. And I am learning more and more that when you give God the pen to your life, He will write a story far better than you could even ask, think, or imagine. Ephesians 3:20. I trust God. I trust that His timing is perfect. Nothing has happened by coincidence or mistake. Everything has happened on purpose. Every betrayal has been on purpose. Every heartbreak has been on purpose for my good and for His glory. And I'm grateful for my ex-boyfriends. I'm grateful that I'm no longer with them because God has something else for them and for me. I'm thankful for the role that they played in my life and what I got to learn and what I got to experience and what I got to grow from. And I don't look backwards. I don't look in my rearview mirror and, think about, oh, that's the one that got away, and romanticize a life with somebody I'm no longer with. And if you're doing that this Valentine's Day, I highly encourage you to stop. The windshield is bigger than the rear view for a reason. You're supposed to be looking forward. Stop looking back. If they got away, they weren't yours to begin with. They weren't. You can't undo the past, and you wouldn't want to. You can't unscramble eggs. Once they're scrambled, they're scrambled. And that's a good thing because God has something better. Not to say that that person isn't wonderful and beautiful and blessed, but that blessing and that beauty is not for you. So I just want to encourage you this Valentine's Day, don't look backwards. Don't look in the past and think about, oh, that's the one that got away. Oh, I really missed out on that. No, you didn't. God has something better. God has something different. He has good plans for you, plans to give you a hope and a future, plans to see you prosper and not to harm you. Those relationships that you've had, were for a reason, for you to grow in an area that you needed to grow in. He doesn't miss. God does not miss. There's nobody from your past that God's looking at you thinking, oh, you messed up. You should have been with them. That could be you if you're looking at them and their marriage and their children and, oh, that could be you. Absolutely not. That couldn't be you. You were wearing shoes that didn't fit you. And you wore them for a while, and God showed you that they weren't the perfect fit. And so you took those shoes off and somebody else put them on, and they were the Cinderella to that shoe. That's why it works with them and it didn't work with you, because it wasn't designed to work with you. It wasn't designed for you. So stop looking backwards. Stop looking at that ex, that past relationship and thinking, oh, that could be me. No, it couldn't, because it wasn't created for you. What God has for you will always find you. As long as you're walking in step with Him, it will always find you. You have not missed out on anything in life. I promise you. I just want to encourage you this Valentine's Day. What God has for you is for you. It has your name on it, and nobody else can sign for that package except you. And you can't sign for anybody else's package either. So I just want to encourage you. The past is a past for a reason. Look to your future. God has good, perfect, and beautiful plans for you. Don't you ever give up on Him, because He's not going to give up on you. Ever. Ever. You are seen. You are celebrated. You are so very loved. You have no idea how loved you are. And one day you will. God will show you one day why you had to wait. God will show you one day why it didn't work out with everybody else. And you will be so blessed and so glad that He did. You are seen. You are celebrated. You are loved. So very loved. Regardless if you're single, regardless if somebody's in your life, or if they're not. You are loved. So much. I just want to encourage you. You're not alone. God has something so good for you. God has a marriage so good for you. When it finds you, you are going to scream off the highest rooftop of how good God is. Trust me. I love you. More importantly, God loves you. You are seen, celebrated, and loved. Don't you ever forget that. Happy Valentine's Day. Jesus loves you, and I do too. Bye.